Hello, scientists! So this week I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of Nearpod, and hopefully if I see you this week for our science chat, you'll have a chance to play with Nearpod with me. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I created some slides. It's week 13, and so this is science and technology. Hello, scientists! And so if you want to connect to Nearpod, you have to go to join.nearpod.com and use the code DK26L. Last week we learned about how energy is transferred. We talked about that a little bit with circuits, and that's what the video was about. So we talked about energy transferring from the earth. So the sun transfers energy to the earth through radiation. That's solar energy. I want to give some shout outs to those people who are putting information in their digital science notebooks. Those notebooks are looking great, you guys. So this week we're going to talk about how is energy transferred at home. And so if you're in Nearpod, you can go through and look at these slides one by one. And so when you log into Nearpod, this is what you're going to see. So use the link join.nearpod and then also the code, and then you'll be able to see the slides like this. So we'll go ahead and start the slideshow over. Energy transfer from the sun to the earth. There's the shout outs for our digital notebooks. So this week we will learn about how energy is transferred at home. So there's heat that comes into our house, and that's called conduction. It comes in through the roof, through the walls, through the windows, and the floor, and it warms up your house during the summertime. That same heat gets lost in the wintertime through a process called convection. And so the roof, the windows, the walls, and the floor let out the heat, and that's why we need heaters to keep our house warm. And there's a little game where you can match the words convection with the definition and the word conduction with the definition. So Nearpod is interactive. It lets you do activities as you go through the slides. I think it's pretty cool. Let's talk about how energy is transferred in your home. So we learned about circuits, and there's two kinds of circuit. A series circuit is just a regular circle. It just goes around and has one path for energy to flow. A parallel circuit has one or more. So it has maybe two, maybe three, and sometimes a lot of paths for energy to flow in order to make things turn on, so you can turn on more than one thing at a time. So a parallel circuit is when energy flows to your lights and your appliances from the power company through your panel. So it goes through a breaker on your house and out to your circuits. And so when you plug something into the wall, that's what makes it come on or charge. Energy is transferred through wires in the walls of your house. Look and see if you can find where the outlets are in your house. What is a power grid? A power grid takes energy from where it's made, a power plant, and sends it to other places that it's needed, like your home. Who is your energy provider? Where does our energy come from? So go to pge.com and take a look around the website. So that's PG&E, that's our power provider here in the Bay Area. And look for something interesting on their website about what's going on with power right now. Light waves can also be transferred. So it can be transferred through an object or reflected by the object, just like this flashlight is reflecting light on the mirror. Motion energy can be transferred from wave to wave. So energy is transferred through waves, and then light energy can also be transferred from the sun to the wave. So I left you a message on Flipgrid. So you can go to flipgrid.com and you can type in the code COD F345B, and you can find the code. You can leave me a response. And if you want to learn more about energy transfer, I also added a video this week that you can take a look at. There's lots of links for you this week. So what did you learn about energy transfer? Share your information in your science notebook. Have questions? Do you want feedback? Type your questions into your science notebook. I like to see your ideas. And there's a Halloween science question. Why are pumpkins orange? This is one from our Kahoot last week. And so for technology, we're going to talk about Nearpod. Nearpod is a media site where teachers can create interactive lessons. So I can add questions in, fill in the blank questions, and I can also take students on virtual field trips. It's a really fun website to not just show slides, but make the slides interactive. What did you think about this Nearpod lesson? If you join me on Nearpod and put in the code, you can leave some feedback here as well. This week we'll go on a virtual field trip on Thursday when we do our science chat, but here's one that you can do now. So this is Machu Picchu, and I can go ahead and turn the view so you can see that there are these people standing on top of this big, huge mountain. You can keep turning so that you can see Machu Picchu is a really, really big mountain in Peru, or a set of mountains, mountain range. And then if you look down, what do you see down there? Yep, that's a river. And there's a house down there. There's somebody's living in the mountains. So it's really cool. You get to see things that we otherwise would not be able to see. And Machu Picchu is someplace I've always wanted to go. So it's pretty cool that we can see all this. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you Thursday for our science chat, and we'll go through and do a virtual field trip on Nearpod. Thank you for joining me. See you next week.